New intro. So much love and appreciation to those of you who have been with me for the 2 year period plus that I've been doing this. Thank you for showing your love and support to the channel. And to anybody else who is brand new to the platform and you would like to support the channel, also you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you. Two former officers of the Torrance Police Department have been charged with vandalizing a vehicle that was spray painted with a swastika last year. Christopher Tomsick, age 29, and Cody Weldon, age 28, were each charged with 2 felony counts, one for vandalism and another for conspiracy to commit vandalism. Both men pled not guilty Thursday and are set to return for a preliminary hearing at the Fultz Criminal Justice Center in downtown Los Angeles on October 4th. The car in question was tied to a report of mail theft in January of 2020, and it was in the tow yard. When the defendants in the mail theft case came to pick up their vehicle, they discovered that a swastika has been painted on the rear seat, as well as a happy face painted on the front seat, which the officers were accused of painting. Immediately upon learning from the reprehensible allegations in the case from 2020, the Torrance Police Department opened a criminal investigation and the officers were put on leave. The criminal case was delivered to the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office in April of 2020 with a recommendation that the criminal charges be filed. The defendants do not work for the Torrance Police Department and we are cooperating to the fullest extent with prosecutors. Hundreds of cases involving the two officers will be reviewed for other potential allegations and misconduct. They also added that any potential and new misdemeanor crimes would be referred to the Torrance City's Attorney's Office. Quote, our office is committed to uprooting discrimination within the law enforcement ranks to preserve the integrity of the criminal legal system. To further add, the investigations into the two officers revealed that 13 of the officers who are now on leave had allegedly shared racist, homophobic, and anti-Semitic messages. Torrance's mayor, Pat Furry, told the station that, quote, it is sickening that anyone would engage in such behavior, but especially so for a sworn police officer. In a statement released to the station, the Anti-Defamation League stated that no matter the source of hate, we must stand up and denounce it. We are heartened that these officers are facing consequences for the reported hateful action. Now, I want y'all to remember that these are the same individuals who always state that black people are intolerant, that black people are the most hateful, that black people are the least accepting when it comes to other groups of people, religions, nationalities, ethnicities, whatever you want to throw in there, right? But here you have two officers, right? Well, former officers, because they both resigned, who decided to paint a swastika and a happy face into the vehicle of a car, right? They stated that both Tomic and Wilden have both been charged with 1 felony count each. The district attorney said that it's still considering whether the charges reach the threshold of a hate crime. The officers pled not guilty. Both left the department last year. So you mean to tell me that you have evidence that these officers who were on the scene, who were dealing with the call, who also got the car towed, who then also went to the same towing area where the car was being held, opened up the vehicle, then decided to take a can of spray paint and then spray paint a swastika and a happy face, vandalizing somebody's vehicle. But yet, you all want to sit here and act as though black people are intolerant, that black people just do the utmost when it comes to all of these hate crimes and different things that have been taking place in the United States of America. It's ridiculous. It's 100% ridiculous. And this is what I'm talking about when it comes to the deflecting that normally takes place by way of those European descendants, true Americans, and so on and so on and so on. Right? They always want to deflect and say, oh, well, yeah, this did happen, but look what the black people did over here. Look what happened in Chicago. Look what happened in Detroit. Look at what this black woman did in New York. Look at what this black woman did in Texas. Look at what black people are doing in California. Look at how they're tearing up their communities, right? They always want to deflect and they want to focus on any and everything that specifically has to deal with the black community, that none of which is actually impacting them. Right? You have people that will literally talk about black people and they live deep in the suburbs. I'm talking about you're about like 50+ miles away from, you know, a huge black population, but you got the nerve to be opening up your mouth talking about the black community, what's going on there, as if it's actually affecting you, as if it is actually taking money away from your household and your family, or as if it's affecting your business, when it's not. But yet Judy and Tim down the street got a lab that's about to burn down the whole block, but you're not going to talk about that. Tom and Joe running the dungeon directly out of their house, right? Steve is sitting up there eyeing somebody's daughter on the block, right? But you don't want to talk about none of that stuff, though, that's happening within your cul-de-sac. You don't want to talk about none of that stuff that's happening within your suburbs. You don't want to talk about none of that stuff that you're specifically, right, taking parts in. You don't want to focus on that, though. The things that are detrimental to your community, the things that are tearing apart your families, the things that are causing major addictions. You don't want to focus on that. But you got the nerve to try to say that, yo, look what black people are doing. But look at what your officers are doing, the people that you allow, right, to oversee in your communities. This is what you allow, because you allow people like this in by way of the teachings and the educations and the values that are carried on from grandparent to parent and from parent to child. This is what you teach in your communities. But you act like it's non-existent. But you act like as though, hey, this is just a variable. These are a few bad apples, right? Okay. But yet, like I said before, you got another 13 that are being looked at. So again, where are the good cops again? Because I always hear that same talk like, oh, there's good cops. You just can't paint a broad brush. There's a few bad apples. Well, if you got some rotten apples, then you might want to throw away those rest of the healthy looking apples, including the basket, because all of that is carrying mold. Which means that even if you empty out the basket of all of the apples and you put fresh apples in, you still have those spores of that mold that still reside in that basket. And because they still reside in that basket, they're going to yet again affect healthy apples that come in. Restarting the process over and over and over and over again. So what you now need to do is get rid of the apples and also get rid of the basket. Once you get rid of that basket, guess what? That mold can no longer spread. You're no longer going to have those quote unquote bad apples. But guess what? In the system that we live in, they're not going to get rid of the basket, aka the infrastructure, aka the system that enables and that allows them and that also protects them. They're not going to do that, because they're not going to get rid of something that 100% benefits and protects them and enables them. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I listed in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.